guys cold or not? Tell you, it gets a lot colder in Michigan. I was in Michigan for 9 years. This compares nothing to Michigan, so count your blessings that you're used to. So again, good morning. I'm Roy Wera. I'm the director of the Houston National Cemetery. On behalf of the outstanding employees of your award-winning and one of the premier cemeteries of the National Cemetery Administration, we would like to welcome each and every one of you to your Houston National Cemetery. To all the volunteers, without your support and without your involvement, these type of ceremonies would not be possible for our staff at the National Cemetery to carry out without the help and your dedication, and also with the direction of the Wreaths Across America Committee, which Scott is not here today, but he's here in part because he's at Dallas, Fort Worth. I guess his son is graduating from college, so that is very important as well. But thank you for coming. Today, volunteers place holiday wreaths to honor and remember America's veterans and more than 100 VA national cemeteries, in addition to Arlington National Cemetery and the state veteran cemeteries, as part of the annual Wreaths Across America event. This event here in Houston remains one of the largest in the United States. A lot of times, if you guys go back and watch your newscast, the national newscast, you'll see the MC, Mr. Cannon. You'll see him on the news, and you'll see a lot of you folks will also be on the news. So this is a very large event, so thanks for your participation. The Houston National Cemetery opened in 1964. Since that time, the cemetery has conducted more than 117,000 interments of veterans and their eligible personnel. So once again, we cannot express the gratitude that we have to you folks for coming out and helping us celebrate this very important event. So at this time now, we would like to take a moment of silence as we remember all those interred here at your National Cemetery. Thank you. And at this time, I would like to introduce our MC for this event, Mr. Lynn Cannon. He told me to keep it short, but I gotta read some of the stuff that he's done. Although he's well known and we've all heard about him and we watch on the news all the time. So let me just read a couple of sentences. Lynn Cannon is a KHOU 11 news anchor at 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. He is an award-winning journalist, having won numerous awards to include Emmy Awards and local news. He is also the recipient of the National Association of Black Journalists Award and the prestigious Columbia University DuPont Silver Baton Award for his reporting as a correspondent for Dateline NBC. So please join in welcoming Mr. Cannon as the MC. Thank you.
16 years, can you believe it? 16 years, and you heard Roy say it's one of the biggest. Well, in Texas, we go big or we go home, am I right? Okay, I want to discuss the weather. I had a conversation with our chief meteorologist, David Paul. This front was moving in yesterday. I said, David, can you get the front in and out in a hurry because we have Wreaths Across America? He said, let me see what I can do, and here we are. And because the weather is gorgeous, that means we will have a beautiful flyover today, which is up and coming. So that's always exciting. Thank you all for coming. It's like a homecoming for me. I see folks, some of the same folks every year. I just was greeting the Murphy family, Tim Murphy and his family. So it's always exciting. I get excited when I drive up every year, the lines of cars out on the road, all the motorcycles, the Boy Scouts, the Girl Scouts, the veterans. Thank you all for coming. Now let's have our opening prayer. Please welcome the Reverend Jim Flagg.
Let us pray. Gracious and holy God, we lift up this prayer to you in gratitude for this grand occasion. Thank you for blessing our nation with the joy of freedom. And as we gather here this morning, we are reminded of the many souls who have been called as your instruments to guarantee this precious gift, often at the cost of life, limb, or other physical and emotional sacrifices. Lord of all, I pray your continued presence with us, our leaders elected and appointed, and for all who yearn for freedom. May we never forget those who have served and sacrificed so much for the sake of this great nation, whether as a part of the armed forces of the United States or the family members who have also sacrificed to support their loved ones in their calling. Holy God, bless them, and God bless America. Amen.
Now the presentation of colors from Klein Collins and Kingwood High Schools, the Air Force Junior ROTC.
Present others.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Peyton Lamke from Houston High School Performing and Visual Arts. Give her another round of applause. Get ready for the flyover. Here we go. Flyover today provided by Phillips 66 Veterans Network, members from the commemorative Air Force Houston Wing for Wreaths Across America today. The flyover you are seeing is a culmination of thousands of hours of preparation and training. Thank goodness we had the weather. Now we'll have the American Heritage Girls leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God. Happy holidays, everyone. Welcome. We thank you for being here. Again, I cannot believe it's been 16 years. You heard Roy say earlier, the DeMassey family is not here today. Scott, integral part, and his son Alex, who kind of said, why don't we do this in Houston all those years ago? I think he was about 6 years old at the time, maybe 7. So Alex, graduating from college today, he's graduating from college, and since we started this, I've become a member of the AARP. Explain that. Who's with me? Who's in the AARP? Yeah! My daughter likes to tease me. Dad, you're old. I said, I'm experienced and seasoned, and don't you forget it. Oh, some parents out there feeling me. I got you. Let's continue the program. Please welcome Sam Jameson. Sam.
Good morning. My name is Samantha Sam Jameson. I serve as a board member with Wreaths Across America. I have for 16 years. Usually at this point in the program, you see the handsome young man, Alex DeMassey, who used to be the little kid up here, introducing these amazing men and women. Well, today he's all grown up, and as you've heard, he's attending his graduation from the University of North Texas, which I told him then he will become a proud member of our board, and I will expect to see his butt back here next year. As the wife of an Army vet and a mother of an Air Force soldier, I know more than I care to of what serving really means and the price that we pay to maintain a free country. I know all too well that the men and women we send into battle don't always come home, and those that do don't always come home the same. These active duty and veteran volunteers represent every branch of the military and come from all walks of life as they pay respect to their own who gave the ultimate sacrifice with a remembrance wreath. So let's begin starting with the United States Army. Annie Dickey joined the U.S. Army Reserves in July 2022. It has been her lifetime dream to serve her country after being in the ROTC in high school. She is following in the footsteps of other family members across the generations. Annie has been volunteering along with her grandmother with Wreaths Across America since 2010. United States Navy. Richard Wreaths served as a machinist Navy second class on submarines. During the Vietnam War, he served aboard one conventional submarine and 2 nuclear-powered subs. After his discharge in 1969, he served the next 30 years working for U.S. Treasury. Since retiring, Mr. Wreaths is an avid volunteer, giving back to his community as a volunteer tax preparer. He received multiple awards for volunteerism and even received the Daily Points of Light Award by President George H.W. Bush. His wife of 54 years is happy to have him by her side. United States Marine Corps. Veteran Sergeant Andrew Ortiz is a 25-year veteran. He served with the 23rd Marines in El Toro, California, as well as fleet support at Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. He finally landed in Galveston as the first sergeant in charge of the amphibious assault vehicles. No in-retirement gunny. He is the executive director to Semper Fi No. 3 Memorial Honor Detail. You will see them shortly as they are our rifle salute. Also Ben Harris, who attended language school studying Vietnamese, where he scored the top of his class. He was assigned to the ground support of Air Wing, where he received training as a Hawk missile officer and at the Army facility in El Paso. Finally, in 1968, he was in Chu Ly, Vietnam, where he was promoted to captain in charge of communications. Ben was transferred to Da Nang and was put in charge of operations and transportation of all jeeps and trucks and tanks. When he returned stateside at the Marine base in El Toro, California, he received the Navy Commendation for combat. Some Marines don't get to serve the way they wanted to. Marty Jens entered the Marines in 1974. During a basic training incident, both of his legs were injured and broken. Yet he continued to pursue his training through the injury until he was able to visit a naval hospital in Beaufort, North Carolina. He was given a medical discharge, and choosing to continue public service, Marty became a DPS trooper and finally retired in 2021 with 36 and a half years of service. United States Air Force. Angela Fox Johnson is a U.S. Air Force veteran who was stationed at NORAD as a communications and switching systems specialist with the 721 CS Air Force Space Command Unit. She was responsible for the maintenance and repair of the NORAD missile warning and space surveillance systems, as well as the Global Master Timing System. After serving 4 years of active duty, Angela separated from the Air Force and moved to Houston, where she began a 24-year career with Southwestern Bell, now AT&T, and worked as a technical program project manager. Angela loves to serve her community, is involved with multiple great charities, even volunteers as a bugler for Wreaths Across America, All Glory Honor Guard, and Semper Fi Honor Guard, to sound taps for veterans' funerals and military ceremonies. She's leaving a great legacy with her 3 children, and 2 went on to join the Air Force as well. United States Space Force. Major Christopher Demon is the Chief of Department of Defense Human Spaceflight Operations Space Test Program at NASA's Johnson Space Center in Houston. Before Space Force, Major Demon served at Vandenberg Air Force Base in California as a missile combat crew member with the 740 Missile Squadron and completed 250 deployments before being assigned to Los Angeles Air Force Base. He was hand-selected to stand up in Deep Space Advanced Radar Concept in White Sands Missile Range. He was then deployed in support of Operation Freedom's Sentinel, where he oversaw delivery of $2 billion in foreign military equipment to Afghanistan to counter Taliban aggression. He has been awarded more awards and distinctions than we can list, and believe me, it was a long list, but it even included the Meritorious Service Medal. I wish we had more time to go through the major impact Major Demon has had on the development of the Space Force and security of our country. United States Coast Guard. Petty Officer Preston Freaking, Machinery Technician First Class, joined the U.S. Air Force in 2010. After completing basic training, he was deployed in support of Operation Enduring Freedom. In 2016, he transferred to the U.S. Coast Guard, where he served as a machinery technician as he served 3 tours at sea, including high-latitude ice-breaking operations, in addition to search and rescue by buoy tending operations throughout the Caribbean. He is currently serving as a vessel marine inspector at Marine Safety Unit in Texas City. Also presenting is Petty Officer Luke Pringle, Marine Science Technician, 2nd Class, enlisted to active duty in the United States Coast Guard in 2011. He is currently stationed at Marine Safety Unit, Texas City, where he performs his mission as Marine Science Technician. Petty Officer Pringle has recently been selected to serve as a recruit company commander, aka drill sergeant, where he will train the future of the Coast Guard at the birthplace of the Coast Guard Enlisted Corps in Cape May, New Jersey. United States Merchant Marines. When the Merchant Marines were part of the active duty military in World War II, their per capita casualty rate was higher than any other branch of service. Moving critical war supplies in slow, unarmed ships made for easy targets. The Merchant Marines were removed from service after World War II, but the Merchant Marine Academy still educates and trains great men and women for our military. Today, Matt Furman is with us as a graduate from the United States Merchant Marine Academy. Matt was a deck officer and served 8 years in the U.S. Navy. He is currently the CEO of Core Group Resources that finds jobs for veterans around America. Prisoners of war and missing in action. Every year, we have been honored with a hero that has served as a prisoner of war. The problem is that we have never effectively acknowledged those still missing in action. We want to change that this year. According to the Defense POW MIA Accounting Agency, DPAA, there are 1,709 missing military personnel just since Vietnam. Until proven otherwise, we know there is still hope that those men and women will come home to their families. For today, since they are not here, their brothers in arms, their brothers in arms, will present a wreath on their behalf. To a veteran, your support means more than you will ever know. It reminds them of just how valuable their service and sacrifice was. And you being here today reminds them of why they did it. Thank you so much for coming.
Wreaths placed here today are a way to remember and honor those that are buried outside of these walls, but there are so many more that are in other cemeteries all across the world. Wreaths Across America is holding a ceremony similar to this one at over 4,000 locations today. But the planning board here in Houston needed a way to honor all of those that are not interred here. So today, we present an honor wreath to recognize those men and women. It is being presented by the National Memorial Ladies. For 17 years, these ladies have attended all burials at this cemetery, all burials to honor our soldiers who have fought for our freedom and the liberties we enjoy today. The Memorial Ladies are there to make sure no soldier is ever buried alone. Thank you, National Memorial ladies. Now, if you will, St. Thomas Episcopal Pipe Band.
16 years ago, we all gathered here for the first big wreath night. It may have been a little wet and rainy, but that never stopped our military, and it's not going to stop us today. And luckily, we don't have rain today. Supposedly you were here 3 years ago, we said that, but these are live wreaths, so a little water makes them look a little bit better. Today we will lay over 47,000 wreaths to honor our heroes. First, a big thank you to our cemetery staff. We still see a lot of construction going on, but they're making some beautiful improvements that we get to enjoy for years to come. But before you go lay those wreaths, we need to recognize that our veterans and heroes are not just buried beyond these walls. They are all around us today. I would ask that all of our veterans please raise your hand and keep them up for a moment. Keep them up. I'd ask for everybody to look around you, especially you kids. Especially the kids. Look around. Take a look, and before you leave today, take a few minutes and find some of those hands and thank them. Give them a good handshake about their service. They've had some great stories. It'll be one of the best experiences of the day for both of you. And I would like to just say to all of you that are hand up, thank you so much for your service. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. A few others to thank. A few others to thank that are more important than they know. Please take a moment to thank the people that made this possible today. All of these big trucks that you see in the cemetery, the EMS services, the police officers, the buses, our friends at KHOU, and volunteers all do this at no charge. Every last one of them. Because it's the right thing to do. Or to quote a KHOU, we stand for Houston, and all these people do too. The last one on the list that I don't talk about nearly enough, or Scott doesn't talk about nearly enough, is the small group of 8 volunteers that work all year to put on this event together. You will see them at the info booth, at the bus stop, the front gate, the back gate, the flatbed carts. These are the folks that work all year long, every day, after their regular jobs. It may have been a kid's idea, thank you, Alex, but it takes the hard work from dedicated people to make it all go. And I'm proud that I get to be associated with these people. So please give a big round of applause for those people. And if you see one of them today, a lot of them have red jackets on that say board members. Just thank them because they get yelled at a lot. Really, they do. And they really just love you all and do this for you. So I should point out that many people and many companies just mentioned have been with us since the very beginning. Now to quickly run down some instructions so we can all get out there and do what we came to do today. There's a lot of construction in the back of the cemetery, and that has taken away one of the primary exit points. Please take your car do not take your car to the back exit. It's very rough and muddy and one lane, and I have every single road blocked. If you move one of those blockades, somebody's going to be very upset. The buses are already having a hard time back there. Please watch where you're going. There's a lot of mud and dips in the ground, and sometimes a hole will form. The large golf carts are here to help your mobility challenged folks to get around. They're happy to get you where it goes, but it takes time to get there. and there's a lot more of you than them. Just wave them down and they will do their best. Don't stress about the buses. They will run until almost 3 p.m. and we've never left anyone here yet. Bring your patience, but with you, but the line moves fast. This is not a race. It's a beautiful day, so take your time and enjoy the cool weather. Take the time to walk between the grace sites, not across them. Please only lay wreaths in the sections that are highlighted in the middle of your program. We are doing specific sections today in order to complete those sections fully. It is only fair that we know for the cemetery of this size until we can get all the wreaths sponsored. When you see stop signs, that means we are not doing that section this year. It is for special requests only. The requests are marked in those sections, and we left it for the loved one to lay that wreath in that section. The majority of the sections we are doing are behind me this year. There are 3 sections that are not highlighted in your program that we were able to add on afterwards. That is J, X, and X1. Those will be fully covered. There are wreaths in those sections to fully cover those sections. There are family and friends who make special requests. Those will be marked with a small flag with a WAH logo. Please don't put a wreath on those graves, as the family will be laying that wreath personally. For the family members laying those wreaths, please do not remove your flag. We will remove it later today when we double check the section. When you go lay a wreath, stand before the grave, but remember, they are not just a headstone. They are somebody's husband, wife, son, or daughter, or maybe somebody's papa. To place the wreath, place it with the bow at the top. The top of the wreath should be just below the last name of the veteran. Straighten out the bow and level the wreath. Step back and make the name on the stone out loud. And if you choose, by all means, say a prayer. If you're military personnel, scout, or cadet, a salute is certainly appropriate. Please don't put any wreaths on the back side of the headstone, as cemetery rules do not allow wreaths on both sides, so only place it on the front. Thank you to all.
And now, dear friends, as we prepare for our benediction, this is my 9th one of these, and I just want to say thank you to all of you who make it so special, and all of you who have made this such a special, special day. Go forth with this benediction. Holy God, as we depart from this gathering, guide us, O thou great Jehovah, to be instruments of your peace in this broken world. Amen.
clicks, likes, and shares across many social media platforms. Today, I submit to you, we are here to honor the original influencers. What am I talking about? They have influence through their blood, their sweat, their tears, through their families' support. So for all those, past, present, and future, we thank you for your influence. It allows us to be here today in a just and free society. And on behalf of KHOU 11, if you don't mind, we thank you. Now let's go lay some wreaths.